Yo, what's going on, Beats? We're back with another vid. Make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you smash the button. Got the player ratings. It is a bit late. It is now early 10 to 10 on, what day is today? Monday evening. I should have dropped this earlier, but better late than never, innit? So I've done the review yesterday, so go and check that. That's on the channel. That's up, so go give that a little view. Drop a like on there as well while you're over there, and a little subscribe. But just a little, as always, a little quick synopsis. 2-2 in the end. I must say I'm a little actually disappointed that we didn't take all 3 points, because people may say Liverpool weren't great, but it don't matter how you want to put it, whether they were great or we were good, or they were bad and we made them look bad, whatever the case may be. We should have left there with 3 points. We had all the chances. If you enter expected goals, then ours was like 2 point something, theirs was on 0 point something. That's the kind of chances that we created yesterday in the game. Harry Kane had a header that I don't know how he missed. It seemed a lot easier to score than miss, but he seemed to miss it. But we didn't lose. Everyone thought he was going to get slapped 3-0. Salah and Mane pretty much anonymous. It was their fullbacks really running the game for them. Trent and Robertson, if they weren't on the pitch, then they don't score a goal at all, if I'm honest. The midfield was dead, and as I said, they kept Mane and Salah quiet for large parts of the game, that I didn't even realise Salah was on the pitch. But as I said, you can go and watch the review. This is player ratings, so this is what we're here to do. And as always, we start between the sticks, and we start with the captain, Hugo Lloris, and he put us some good saves. He made a save that led to the goal, their second from Robertson, but he couldn't really do much more than he done, to be honest. And the save from the Trent volley, brilliant, point blank, just a reaction, didn't have really much time to do anything else. Got a leg on it, goes out, solid. But you can see the 2 goals, so can't score more than 6, so I'm giving him a 6. Eric Dyer, pretty solid, had a good game, didn't really put a foot wrong. I don't think he was at fault for any of the goals. Held up. I think he got out jumped by or was that Dele and Sanchez? No, he might be innocent in this one, but I can't remember if he was at fault. But the fact that I don't remember, probably not, or I was just too fuming to see it. But he was pretty decent again. Give him a 7. Don't remember putting a foot wrong. He will get a 7. Ben Davies steps in. Since Conte's come in, he's definitely stepped up. Definitely looks a different player. If he was a bit younger, I'd probably say yeah. But he's getting on. He's the wrong side of 30. And even though he's doing well, we still need a replacement. But he did and has been good this season. I would give Ben Davies a 7 as well. Sanchez putting some good tackles, to be fair to him. Was the one little part of the game when he let, I think, Mane or somebody get in and then like a little step over. I think he thought Lloris was there, but he weren't, and they got in. But luckily nothing came of it. But again, apart from that, pretty solid. I'll give him a 7 as well. The back line done well. Weil, not for me. Didn't have a bad game, but he definitely weren't great. He can't cross a ball still. That's his problem. And defending, he's clumsy. He could have given a penalty on Jota in the first half. For me, it's definitely a penalty, because he's definitely bumped him and shoved him in the back. It was lucky to get away with it. They should have had a penalty. But again, VAR and ref was on our side, and we got away with one. And in another game, that's a penalty, not good enough. And his crossing, and his awareness to whip the ball in the first time, whatever the case may be for a professional footballer, not good enough for me. 4. Sessegnon. He started off bright, had a decent game. He was bombing forward, but for me, he's not the answer for that side. Obviously, Reguilón just come back from, his little layoff, so he wasn't fit to start, but Sessegnon's not the answer. He did right, but he takes way too long to whip the ball in, and when he doesn't beat the first man. So I'll give him a standard. I'll give him a 5 because he wasn't bad. He was average. I'll give him a 5. Dele, clap it up for him. That's one of his best games he's had in months. I did say probably back when Mourinho first came, and I think we played West Ham and Bournemouth. Those games he was brilliant, and to be fair, he was up there for man of the match, but he didn't score that goal, so I think that's what stopped him from getting it. He didn't make the right decision. He had time to put it to the other side of the keeper, because if you watch the replay, Alisson's made his mind up and he's gone early to his left. All he has to do is pull it to the right or the centre and it's a goal. So, but other than that, he done well. So I'll give him an 8. Next, this is going to shock a lot of people. Harry Winks. For me, man of the match. It was close between him and Dele, but I think he just pipped it. He covered probably the most ground. He make a lot of interceptions. He was fighting for everything. Hold up, because I think I had the stats here actually. Take out the guesswork. Where has it gone? Here. Against Liverpool, touches 79. He's top of the list. Passes 63. Top of the list. Not sure about the percentage, how accurate they were, but is what it is. Interceptions 4, 3 blocks, and he covered 11.87 kilometers. He was brilliant. I think if he was played with Højbjerg, then he probably looks even better, because Højbjerg and him are not so much similar, but I think him with Ndombele, it just don't work, and Ndombele is not great. But for me, Harry Winks, he had a brilliant game and I can't fault him. He took a yellow card when he had to. He pulled the guy back. I can't remember who it was, but he pulled one of the players back because they were on a break. He put in a proper shift. So big up Harry Winks, because I never give him any plaudits. Obviously, get him out. He needs to leave, but he's going out of a fight, and he big him up. I give credit as due. He definitely easy man of the match. And Ndombele, poor, kept giving the ball away, kept doing skills in areas of the pitch that he shouldn't be doing it. Apart from the assist for Kane's goal, he weren't great. He just looks like he's stuck in like chewing gum, and he just moves like it's just not great. Or you know where you watch some amateurs play and they're in that really thick, wet, horrible mud, usually rugby, or the ball hits there and it just stops as soon as the ball bounces. It doesn't bounce, it just goes and scorches. That's what he looks like he's running in every day. Not good enough. He's been there long enough. Some people say give him more time, but he's been there long enough. And for me, he ain't adapting quickly enough. He thinks he's got all the time in the world at the French league. It's not that. Premier League, they're going to be on you. And doesn't score enough goals, doesn't get enough assists, and is too slow at times going forward. So didn't come himself in glory. Because the assist, I'll give him a 4. Harry Kane finally gets a goal. Nice rare home goal. Rare goal, period. Second goal of the season. He had some good chances. He had a chance to get an assist for Son. If this was last season, I think he puts in a better ball. he put the ball in the air when he didn't need to. He could have rolled it across the ground with pace. I don't think the defender would have cut it out. I think it was like Matip, but he wouldn't have intercepted it if he whipped it in with pace, and it makes it easier for Son to just run in and control and put into the net. But at least he was trying. Probably one of his better games. He did have a good few chances, to be fair. Before half time, he had a header later on in the game that he should have buried. Another chance where Dele squared it and he was turning around. I don't know, he was trying to lift it or something, or I don't know what he was doing. To be fair, the pass from Dele wasn't great, but he still bet on Kane to score from there. But definitely one of his better performances this season, 100%. Should have been sent off, if we're being honest. It was wild, reckless tackle, but I think because of where his feet were and his legs, probably saved him, and the fact that he's not the type of player probably saved him as well. But it's a thing where you could say, yep, if he got sent off, you wouldn't argue, but you could also see why he weren't sent off as well. You've seen him given, and I think if it goes to VAR properly and the ref goes to the monitor, then I think he's gone. But you can see why it weren't given as well. He couldn't be mad at either, to be honest. If he went as a fan, couldn't be upset, but he stayed. And as a fan, probably a neutral, you can say, okay, fair. But Harry Kane had a decent game, one of his better games of the season. I will give him a 7. He done pretty well yesterday. Son, another good goal from him. Nice persistence. Alisson got the timing wrong and went through him, and Son put an empty net. Could have had the goal again, as I said, from Harry Kane, the little cross, but it bounced just in front of him as he was about to hit it. So I think it put him off, and it's a lot harder than it looks. So some people are being a bit harsh that he should have scored that. It weren't an easy chance. Trust me, when you're about to, and you're running that speed, and the ball bounces just before you hit it, and you're not it can definitely be hard to finish. But he ran his socks off. He was trying to get in. He was pinning on the back line, and they were getting in a lot. We were getting a lot. It's just our finishing wasn't great. Son set up the Dele chance that he missed. Son too had a good game, and the fact that he got a goal and he had a job and he done it well, I would give him a 7 as well. And the subs, regular not marking, came on for a few minutes. Same with Lucas, came on for the last 10 minutes. But stoppage, not marking him. And Skip came in for Ndombele, which was probably the right call because Ndombele was struggling, and Skip come on and done a job. We already know what Skip's on. He's a baller. He just needs to learn to compose himself a bit more, sort out his touch at times because it can be awful, and just take time and be like Højbjerg, just take time and control the game rather than trying to force it, because when he does that, it usually goes tits up. But he came on, he done alright. Give him a 5. That's the player ratings. I know it's late, but I told you I was going to do it today, and it's still Monday, so it's not that late. And I'm sure you lot are awake because it's half term if you're off, and it's Christmas time, so things have to run. But you really know how it goes. You lot make sure you wash your hands, sanitize, wear your damn mask properly, cover your nose and your mouth, all that. Not down here like I see people doing it and around here, because nobody wants COVID over Christmas and you can't spend time with your family. So please, come on, let's be serious. But to the next vid, I'm getting out of here. You don't look after yourselves. I'm out of here. Peace.